it's a cup to play for, and it's a cup that we desperately want, we desperately need. It's a cup for the fans. Yes, it's the beginning of the season. It's the first match, official match. Everybody has had their ceremonies, the Simba Day, the Younger Day. This is where the competition starts, and we're well prepared for after a fantastic pre-season on our side. Pre-season where, of course, we didn't have all the players. There was Chan, there was FIFA break already. Normally already after the first FIFA break, we have had some matches already, so the season is quite late this time around, but we've had a good pre-season and we're well prepared. Of course, a lot of new players. The existing 4 players that have remained. So we're quite excited to see the season start, and who better than to play the derby. We're very excited for this match, and it's a big test for us, not only for us but for Young as well. 2 big giants going head to head, and we can definitely expect an exciting future.
Questions?
Coach,
Your name?
my name is Fadlu from KTV. I'm just looking at these 2 teams, and I can see there's a lot of changes in your side comparing to Yanga, who are likely to do the same from the team that you lost against it. Will it affect you having some too many new players playing your opponent as the same squad that got a win against you in the last week?
Yes and no. Of course, we have the advantage of having the same coach, the same technical team, but we have new players. Yes, a lot of new players. We try to integrate them into the team during this pre-season, and it's about education. First of all, in terms of how we play, the new players coming in, and we've had the group together now for 3-4 training sessions where the players have come back from Chan, has come back from the FIFA international break with the national team. So we've had a couple of sessions to integrate. Yes, they still have to get used to how we play and how we operate, but I think the pressure is on Younger because they have a new technical team. Younger has won all trophies last season with 3 different coaches, so the pressure is on them now. It's just a new technical team, but the same players. The same players that are probably more ready for a derby. They probably know what to expect from the derby, so why I say yes and no is the new players, they can have the excitement, but maybe they don't know the magnitude of the derby. So they have that fresh energy, they have that energized feeling for playing this derby. So we try to mix, we try to use certain players that have played the derby before, and of course in certain positions, key positions, good players that will be their first derby. So I'm not really worried about new team, 13 new players this season. No, they have to adjust. We have consistency in terms of the technical team. We have consistency in terms of the 4 players that have remained, and now we've got a spine that is really strong. And now, once you bolt on from that spine, I think that gives us a good advantage to go into this match, and we're quite ready for this.
Coach, good morning. My name is Sabaha from Masafi Media. If I recall, from the last match we lost against Yanga, you declared that one of the reasons you lead you to lose the match is lack of the players that have character to decide the game. Now you have the transfer market, you got new signs, do you get the player that have the card inside the game for the game of tomorrow?
No, it's not true. It's not we lost the game because of character. We take it out of context, talking about the transfer window being open, and us still trying to sign certain players in the transfer market that can. I was talking about players that I have already, that has this expected possibility to decide matches, and we do have these players. And of course, a big club like Simba, and you're not only thinking about big matches like the younger match, but you're talking about the CAF Confederations Cup final. You know, we played the CAF Confederations Cup final, and we had one player that has played the final before, that was Fadlu. And the rest of my squad, only the first time in the final. And this is the ambition of a club like Simba. We can't be happy with just getting to a CAF Confederations Cup final. We have to win the CAF Confederations. And this season we in the Champions League. And when you talk about, when you quote me about 1 week before the transfer window, I'm an ambitious coach. I want the best possible squad to be able to not only be part of the Champions League, I want to win the Champions League. And yes, it can happen this year, can happen next year, but 100% Simba will win the Champions League within the next years, that's for sure. Because we have the ambition, we have the president that has put out that goal for us as a technical team, as a club, as a board, to be able to say we are a huge club. And let's have that ambition. If we're just happy with taking part in Champions League and getting to the final and okay, well done, we lost, well, actually no. We have to have bigger ambitions than me. I'm an ambitious coach. And it's not fair to say that I'm looking for that player to decide big matches. I want to build a squad that can win such matches. And that is the context of the coaching.
Yes, I'm Abdullah Shamani from Brahma Media. Mr. Coach, which players are you going to miss on tomorrow's match? The reason behind and your plan towards missing those players on tomorrow's match?
Yeah, we didn't see Mo Bajaba in the Simba day. We didn't see Football in Simba day. Mo Bajaba came with an injury. He's still in the rehab program. We saw Kante in the last 10 minutes of the match. He also had an injury in pre-season. So Kante is also out for this match. Football might be ready because he's recovered. He trained well yesterday. So those are the only 2 players that will be out for the match for the rest of the season.
Naitwa Omar Mkoroini, natokea Clouds. Coach, assalamu alaikum. Okay, first of all, I would like to give you credit that you are the one of the best coaches in this NBC Premier League. But my question is, you have been lost in all of your 3 derbies last season. Does it create a notion of underdog for you toward tomorrow's match against Young?
No, like I said, there's no pressure on me. I have pressure on myself. I am an ambitious coach. Like I said, the pressure is on Young. I understand the derby. I know what's expected. Yes, we didn't get the results. Out of the 3 derbies, I think we were better in 2 of them. The last derby, yes, Young that deserved to win, 3-0. But before the goal we conceded, before the penalty, we had 2 big moments to score. And, you know, derbies are decided by moments. Had we scored the first goal in the derby, it could have been a different game. But I accept that in the last derby, Younger was better. But in the previous 2 derbies, we were better. And you know, these big games are not always decided by the team that plays better. There's a team with the right mentality. And yes, it was pointed out that Younger had more players that have played derby before. But I'd like to flip it and say we have more players that are more excited for the derby and don't have the tension of the derby. They've experienced now the 60,000 fans in Simba Day. That's a good test. It was a good test for me to see which players can perform, and I was quite surprised by and happy with the new players, how they adapted, how they handled the pressure of the crowd, and I'm quite excited to take on this derby with yes, a new energy, a new fresh input from the players that have joined, and of course the calm, the cool heads, like the couple players, like the players that have been here for a long time, that know how to handle this type of match, and let's take it head on. And I'm quite excited, quite confident to be part of this derby and face Younger again. It's a big challenge since I came to the club, where it was 3 years of dominance by Younger. And you know, I rise to this challenge, and I challenge my players to rise, because with Younger for the past 4 years, but it was some other 4 years before that that has been on top. And you know, these two giants, it's not a situation where one team is going to be dominating for decades. No, it's very close, and you can see what we are holding. You can see last season the steps we've taken, and I think this season we will take even more steps closer to that dominance to lift them up once again.
One last question.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mohammed from Channel 10. I want to know one thing. Coach, you have been lost in 3 games. I can say the second game. You have been lost in the last game of the league against Yanga. You have been lost against Mercado in the final. You have been lost in semi-final of CRB Confederation Cup. How it's hard to play the second game? Do you think that your players does not see they don't have experience to play in the second game, or what else behind for your players?
I think you know, as a team, last season we had lots of victories, more victories than losses. But you know, I always try to be critical of my team when we win, to say we could have done this better, we have to improve here, we have to improve there. But the most growth you take as a team, as a group, and especially as a new group, is when you lose matches. When you start questioning, when you start really growing and feeling the pain. You know, and this pain of these losses that we've had previously is what helps us grow, is what helps us, even as a technical team, to want to be better. And these losses is definitely not taken lightly. We feel the pain, but these losses have made us strong. These losses have pulled the thick skin in our bodies, and these losses have helped us become a better team, a better unit, and to help us grow. If you're only winning, you have to find that motivation, and that's what we do as a technical team. When we keep winning, and we're on a winning streak of 10 games, 12 games, 15 games like we've had last season, and that is when we have to be really critical. But these losses are so important also for the growth, because when you take these losses and you help and you develop and you grow and you learn from it, you become a better team. And I'm sure that we've used it, we've analyzed it, we see where we went wrong, and we'll be much stronger in this season and the bigger games to come. Because there's not only big derbies that are coming, there are going to be big games. We are in top 2 in the Champions League, and mark my words now, we could be in a good pocket. Because a group in the Champions League, if you look at the top 3 teams, very strong teams, Pirates, MC Alger. Look at top 4, it's better with 1. So, you know, you could get a Sundown, Galati, Esperance, and then Simba, and then these top 3 and top 4 teams. So, these big matches are what we are preparing, not only for the derbies, but these big matches in the Champions League. These disappointments and setbacks, I don't look at it setbacks, it's learning moments. And these learning moments that we had last season in this CAF Confederations Cup final in the derbies is what's going to help us become a better team, a stronger team, a more robust team.
Thank you, Coach.